All right, let's pour this up.
Yeah, here we go. Party! I feel
I'm
like...
excited. Where do you think you're going to end up after we finish these? At
Aside
home
from
or
drunk?
like passed out? Yeah, aside from drunk. I meant where? Passing out here or passing out at home?
You know what? I'm not going to go to the pass out, but I just know that's part of the reason. We had this talk a little bit earlier that I didn't have consume any beers. I brought a
Previous to
virgin
doing
palate
this.
to
Yes.
the,
Yeah.
to
was
the
probably
tasting
a
party
good call.
so that I knew we were getting into some of these big beers.
Well, I'm glad this is the last one. This is the palate annihilator at this point.
This is one that you and I had a lot of fun with, I think.
Yes. We've had too much fun with this one.
Yeah. Yeah. Hence the name Party Animal. That's what we're drinking.
Oh, yeah, we're
here.
drinking
Welcome.
Party Animal. Hold on, welcome. Forgot to do that intro thing. Welcome. We are Shane and Rob at Beyond the Pale. We're going to be drinking Party Animal with you for a moment and telling you a little bit about the chaos that created it. Yeah. And why it still exists against better judgment at this point. So, yeah, you started up.
We started talking about this beer pretty early on.
Yeah.
At those times, I mean, part of what helped us or inspired us to open our brewery was all the great things that were happening in the U.S. craft beer scene at the time. So we didn't have a lot of access to other styles in Ottawa.
Yeah.
And Belgian double IPA, something that we both enjoyed and looked forward to making. I don't know. When do you think was the first time we did this? It was not
we
the
talked
first.
about it a lot, probably in year one,
Yes.
about doing some sort of Belgian IPA.
Yeah.
Because we wanted to get that whole hoppy thing and like the balance of that kind of spicy bubblegummy yeast character. But we didn't do anything about it for a while. And then I have no idea what the catalyst was, but I know that the first time we had it was at the Craft Beer Festival at Marion
Which
York.
one?
The one at City Hall.
Oh, that was a good one.
That was
Oh my God, that was going to be epic.
Yeah, that was our first big where we rented way too much space, lost a whole bunch of money, and partied way too hard. It was super
so
duper
good.
fun. It was
So
one of my
good.
favorites. Anyway, that one was amazing.
Our business, that's pretty much how we used to operate as
Yes.
far as the
Yes.
beer festival scene went, was we just go
Roll in.
big,
Yeah,
party,
yeah,
lose money.
yes. That was the game, and it was a lot.
It was a lot of fun.
So this beer was released for the first time at that one, alongside a whole bunch of other new releases. Actually, we had, I think, that was when we double brewed the Hop on Your Face, and we did the second batch just for that, because I think we had 12 taps on. It was absurd for a tiny brewery. We had a 300-liter system at that point.
Yeah,
That was chaos. Anyway, so this beer came out of that, and so we decided to do a big double instead of an IPA or instead of a Belgian Pale or anything like that. So we did a big double, and so it's all kind of based on big tropical Australian and New Zealand like fruity hops, and then that same kind of malt middle of a double IPA, but it dries out completely because we use a Belgian yeast that hits, I think this one's at 1.9 Plato, and we don't bitter it as heavily as we would for a big double IPA, but because of that dryness, the finish just hits, it cleans up, it's nice and bright, and yeah. Anyway, love the beer, and then we ended up doing a sister beer. We had our last video on Mullet, and that was the Belgian IPA version of this that we made after, because this thing caused some really good parties, but some really rough mornings.
Really rough mornings. Yeah. Well, I mean, that was part of the problem with this beer, and part of why we named it Party Animal was because tastes delicious, and it's 9%. That was kind of like the motto.
Well, and I don't think we had a name until we actually drank it a little bit.
Yeah, for sure.
I think it was a couple of weeks after it was actually finished and we had been drinking it that we finally named it and released it. And we were doing it only in
Well, we
glasses.
would have done it. It would have been a matter of days. It felt like a long time.
At that time,
we
you're
were
right.
really
It would have
stoned.
been.
But
And we were tired. It was
busy
very
time.
few people working
busy time.
at that
Oh
time.
yeah, that was crazy. Those were crazy days. The early days.
Yeah. So yeah, this beer, I think the first batch we ever made was 700 liters.
Yeah.
Or like
That's
620 liters, something like that, finished product. That was
Yep.
it. Yeah. Ridiculous. Anyway, this batch, we did a 15-barrel batch this time
Yep.
into our smaller fun tanks. And so, yeah, this one will be up today. It's on tap, I think, already. It's already on the BTP shop and all that good fun stuff. But this one's really fun for us. If you have any great stories when you watch this video when it gets posted, Please tell us your great party animal stories. As I said, we used to sell it in growlers, so it was in 32s and 64s.
It's a lot of party in one jug.
It's a lot of party in a jug, man. And as much as now we're very happy to have it in 16-ounce cans for your safety, we also think that there's some great history to it, and we love to hear those stories. So, yeah, let us know what happened and how much fun you had.
Cool. Cheers. Enjoy.